Welcome back to the Awesome Possum Classroom, boys and girls. Today we're going to read the story, Penguin Chicks. Our story genre is narrative nonfiction. Narrative nonfiction tells a true story about a topic. As you read, look for a setting that is real, events in time order, and facts and information. Our target skill will be main idea and details. The topic is what the section is about. The main idea tells more about the topic. Details give the reader more information about the main idea. You can use a chart to show the main idea and details that tell more about it. Let's start reading the story Penguin Chick by Betty Tatham. A fierce wind howls. It whips snow across the ice. Here, a female emperor penguin has just laid an egg. It's the only egg she will lay this year. Most birds build nests for their eggs, but on the ice in the Antarctic there are no twigs or leaves. There is no grass or mud. Nothing to build a nest with, nothing but snow and ice. The new penguin father uses his beak to scoop the egg onto his webbed feet. He tucks it under his feather-covered skin into a special place called a brood patch. The egg will be as snug and warm there as if it were in a sleeping bag. One of the penguin's parents must stay with the egg to keep it warm. But where penguins lay their eggs, there is no food for them to eat. The penguin father is bigger and fatter than the mother. He can live longer without food. So the father penguin stays with the egg while the mother travels to the sea to find food. The two parents sing together before the mother penguin leaves. Along with many other penguins, the mother penguin leaves the rookery where she laid her egg. The mother walks or slides on her belly. This is called tobogganing. She uses her flippers and webbed feet to push herself forward over ice and snow. Because it's winter in Antarctica, water near the shore is frozen for many miles. After 3 days, the mother penguin comes to the end of the ice. She dives into the water to hunt for fish, squid, and tiny shrimp-like creatures called krill. Back at the rookery, the penguin fathers form a group called a huddle. They stand close together for warmth. Each one keeps his own egg warm. For 2 months, the penguin fathers always keep his egg on his feet. When he walks, he shuffles his feet so the egg doesn't roll away. He sleeps standing up. He has no food to eat, but the fat on his body keeps him alive. Finally, he feels the chick move inside the egg. The chick pecks and pecks and pecks. In about 3 days, the egg cracks open. The chick is wet, but soon his soft feathers, called down, dry and become fluffy and gray. The father still keeps the chick warm in the brood patch. Sometimes the chick pokes his head out, but while he's so little, he must stay covered, and he must stay on his father's feet. Otherwise, the cold would kill him. The father talks to the chick in his trumpet voice. The chick answers with a whistle. The father's trumpet voice echoes across the ice. The penguin mother is on her way back to the rookery, but she can't hear him. She's still too far away. If the mother doesn't come back soon with food, the chick will die. 2 days pass before the mother can hear the father's penguin call. At last, the mother arrives at the rookery. She cuddles close to her chick and trumpets to him. He whistles back. With her beak, she brushes his soft gray down. The mother swallowed many fish before she left the ocean. She brings some of the food back up with her stomach and feeds her chick. She has enough food to keep him fed for weeks. He stays on her feet and snuggles into her brood patch. The father is very hungry, so he travels to open water. There he dives to hunt for food. Weeks later, the father returns with more food for the chick. Each day, the parents preen or brush the chick's downy coat with their beaks. This keeps the down fluffy and keeps the chick warm. As the chicks get bigger, he and other chicks no longer need to stay on their parents' feet. Instead, they stay together to keep warm. This group of chicks is called the crochet, or a nursery. The chicks now spend most of their time here, but he still rushes to his mother or father to be fed when either one comes back from the ocean. Sometimes the chick and other young penguins dig their beaks into the ice to help them walk up a slippery hill. They toboggan down fast on their fluffy bellies. The chick grows and grows. After 5 months, he has grown into a junior penguin. He is old enough to travel to the ocean. Now he has a waterproof coat of feathers instead of fluffy down. He can swim in the icy, cold ocean because the feathers keep him dry and warm. The young penguin spends most of his time in the water. He swims flapping his flippers as if he were flying underwater. He uses his webbed feet to steer wherever he wants to go. He catches a fish with his beak and swallows it head first. Now the young penguin can catch his own food and take care of himself. In about 5 years, he'll find a mate. Then he'll take care of his own egg until the chick can hatch. All right, boys and girls, let's take a deeper dive and analyze the text. Main idea and details. You read about how penguins grow in Penguin Chick. The topic is what the selection is all about. Each paragraph has a main idea. Details tell more about each main idea. Look at page 225. The main idea is that the young penguin spends most of the time in the water. The other sentences tell details about what the penguin does in the water. As you reread, use a chart like this one to show the main idea. Let's look at this a little bit closer. Look at page 225. It says, the young penguin spends most of his time in the water. He swims flapping and flipping as if he were flying underwater. He uses his webbed feet to steer wherever he wants to go. He catches a fish with his beak and swallows it head first. The main idea is penguins spend most of their time in the water. That's the first sentence of the paragraph, boys and girls. Let me tell you a little trick. In kindergarten, first and second grade, most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time, you're going to find the main idea in the first sentence of the paragraph. Sometimes it's the second sentence, but most of the time it's the first sentence. And if you look at this paragraph, the main idea is in the first sentence. The young penguin spends most of his time in the water. Now, if we look at the next sentence, he swims flapping his flippers as if he were flying underwater. That's the first detail. That supports what he's doing in the water. So every sentence has to support what he's doing in the water, because it says the main idea is that penguins spend most of their time in the water. What does he do? He's flapping his flippers. Okay? Let's look at the next detail. The next detail would be the third sentence. He uses his webbed feet to steer wherever he wants to go. That would be the second detail. He uses his webbed feet to steer wherever he wants to go. Remember, that sentence supports what he's doing in the water. Let's look at the next one. He says he catches a fish with his beak and swallows it head first. That could be the third detail because that supports what he's doing in the water. Remember, boys and girls, the main idea is what the paragraph is about, mostly about. The details have to support that main idea. I hope you enjoyed the story, Penguin Chicks, Boys and Girls, and I hope you learned a little bit about main idea and details. Come back and visit me another day. Bye-bye.